promotions, the record companies and everything else. For the first places we're going to see is Paul McCartney's London offices, where he runs his business empire from. So there can be busy roads to cross on the tour today, but we're on the other side of busy roads to make sure we're safely across. Nice area is called Soho Square, a great place to relax in, but can be a very busy area of London. Overlooking the square here, that's Paul McCartney's London offices, which says MPL above the front door. MPL stands for McCartney Productions Limited, not McCartney, Paul and Linda, as some people have you believe. That's a total coincidence, but a nice one at that. The company was set up by Paul around the time the Beatles broke up to look after his solo affairs. The company is a lot bigger than that nowadays. It's one of the largest independent music publishing companies in the world. Paul and MPL are the rights to about 30,000 different songs, being all Buddy Hollies, the rights to musicals, which is Annie, A Chorus Line and Grease. One group of songs that Paul does not own are the ones he wrote with John Lennon. They're at least co-owned by Michael Jackson. Much to Paul's irritation, it's actually Paul who suggested to Michael Jackson he invest his money in music publishing. Not thinking for one moment, of course, that Michael would go and buy his songs, but that's what happened. But a business advice, Paul now regrets giving, that's for sure. Well, Paul's been in America recently, apparently travelling along Route 66. It's a very famous road, immortalising the famous songs. Ironically, it was on the Rolling Stones' first album. Because being the Beatles people, actually they were good friends actually, that's another story. My friend just found out that Route 66 is a song published by MPL. So Paul actually owns the rights of it. No, it's recorded by the Rolling Stones. It's one of Paul's songs here, he publishes, so there you go. Oh, this was taken in 1982 outside their studios in Oxford Street when Paul was recording his Tug of War album. It's called St Anne's Court. In the very narrow part just down the street there's a recording studio called Trident. We'll go past in a few minutes, but you know to stand for too long down there. White album. When they recorded Hey Jude, there's quite a big orchestra on the song. Us the members of the orchestra just sing along with them at the end, on the na-na-na bits, which two of them refused to sing. It's been paid as musicians and not as singers. They stormed out to the studio in disgust. The most secure place on the tour. When we get down there, have a look around, see what the Beatles side is. See pretty well to get. The mystery As a joke, the head of the studio at the time, Ken Townsend, put into the sale a roll of toilet paper. He said it had been rejected by the Beatles in the 60s as being too rough. Put into the sale as a total joke. The joke rubber backfired. This is Carnaby Street, really the heart of swinging London, as became known in the 60s. But up until then, it's another Soho back street. But all that changed when a man called John Stephen and his partners opened some clothes shops here. The clothes became extremely popular with the mods. The mods are sort of teen fad of the day. The style and clothes were much of the centre of the mod philosophy. Used to come here in their thousands to buy all their gear. And by 1964, virtually every shop in the street was a clothes shop. Lots of pop stars used to come here too. The likes of The Who, the Rolling Stones, I'm sure the Beatles came here on many occasions too. The Kinks wrote dedicated for fashion. That's someone that came to Carnaby Street a lot. There's certainly a send-up of someone anyway. You could say the street became the victim of its own success. It's in 1966, Time magazine published this major cover story about swinging London, as they called it. Really highlighted Carnaby Street, all the pop stars you could see when coming down here.